Hello, good morning, and welcome to another market review for the week ended August 9, 2019. My name is Ambrose. Yes, if you look at the market performance for the week, I'll tell you that the market has remained on the downtrend. The narrative for over a year and some months now has remained on the downtrend. If you look at this, what we call a channel. This is an up-down channel showing that the market has been bearish, and also the market opened the week at 27,630.46 and closed the week, and this is the lowest so far the market has touched for the past 16 months, and it closed the week at 27,306.81. This is the lowest so far, and that week that we are just looking at, about 16 equity made a new low. Just only two stocks were up, and these are BOC Gases and Dangote Flour. And you know the reason behind Dangote Flour, because of the merger process, the acquisition process of Dangote Flour, and that of BOC Gas. It just market forces, as investors are taking interest, looking at their number and their last dividend they paid. But others, those blue chip stocks that made new 52 lows, and those major companies were expecting their interim dividend. It tells you that the market was messier for the week ended August 9, 2019. Just as a result of what? It was a troubled period for the market last week, and the possibility for this trend to continue this remaining 3 days, 3 trading sessions for the week after this holiday that is ending on Tuesday. That tells you that the market is likely to continue on that trend, just as a result of what? Investors are not seeing any trigger or any sign to speak that the market will turn immediately, as economic concern has been a major sentiment that our economy is a major sentiment that have brought the market down. The economy, there is no light to show where the economy is going now. I always say on this program that you can't separate the economy from the capital market. Yes, capital market are always giving us sign. For the market to be on this downtrend, it tells you that the economy is not in order. If you remember when market was down in 2014, 2015, and 2016, it tells you what happened at that period. The economy was equally struggling. For the past almost 16 months now, or 17 months, market have been on a downtrend. It tells you that the economy also is not looking good. Okay, coupled with a lot of political issues here and there, and there is no clear direction when the economy is going, investors are at this point confused. I will tell you, this sell-off that have been in the market may likely persist, because as we speak, no governance, as we speak, no insecurity, as we speak, insecurity everywhere, and weak economic growth. These are factors militating on the economy. When I mean no governance, I mean there is no clear direction where the government is going with the economy. Yes, CBN have tried to come out with one thing or the other. Yes, we have not seen the impact of that, because we are looking at who owns the brand. Is the government that's the highest spender. Despite that, yes, their source of revenue is shaky because oil price is still going down, but government remain the highest spender in Nigeria. And when they not started implementing budget for 2019, the economy, as we speak now, there's no liquidity. It tells you that the importance of government in this, all this. That means we need a clear direction where we are going before we can say, yes, this is where the economy is going. On that note, I said earlier that because of no governance, as we speak, insecurity and weak economic growth, the market has remained in this direction. Despite the recent the rate cut, or let's say that, despite the recent monetary policy of nearly all the matured economy coming out, bringing the interest rate down, just to spice up their economy, to make sure that activities remain high. Yes, we have followed suit before now by cutting our own interest rate from 14 to 13.5. Now, still there is no fund, because fund is, for me, is still high for people to have access. But CBN is making sure that banks lend to this the real sector and the private sector, which is good. But we need the government to show direction, and that's why I say, if you look at this trend I've drawn here now, this bearish channel, because it's looking down. If you look at where this is a strong support level here, and that support level is 26,857.3. When the market breaks this level, it will be messier, and it's likely to touch. You can see that this is another what we call the down channel line, the down line of the lower channel line If it touches here before, we can see a bounce back. But also remember that after this the interim dividend the account we were expecting, there's no other information that is fundamental that will push the market, except the allotment of or assign of a portfolio to the ministers and the start implementing the budget. That means for you to see a market that will look up, it should be from the month of what, September or early October, because we need to see the numbers of this company. But we have seen their second quarter number, which to me they are below expectation. But because naturally prices of equities are low, it's expected that these numbers would have impacted on them. But because there's no liquidity, that is why we are not seeing these numbers with the rate at the prices right now. It's not making any move. It's just because there's no liquidity. Now this liquidity is expected to come if government start implementing their budget and they start disbursing money immediately. And also, I've said it earlier in different forums that the pattern of disbursement should change if really they want the economy to bounce back, in the near future. But if we continue to disburse money the way we did in the last 4 years, I think this economy will even drag more than this. But investors at this point that are selling at this point, none of these investors are selling at a profit. They are just selling to what? Because they know that this market may likely go as low as 24 before the market will bounce back. For me, I would advise that if you are a long-term investor, yes, if you are in position already, you don't need to jump out at a loss. You need to watch, keep your eyes on the market and see where the market will make a good U-turn. Then you cannot jump into the market. That's why you need to stay close to invest data. Will tell you the right time that there is a sign of rebalance. To speak now, if you look at the market, it's still going down. It's still going down. If you look at your weekly chart here, you can see that there's a double bottom already here. After this double bottom here and here, you can see that there's another after this double top here and there. You can see there's another small top here and there. This is a sign that this market is likely to go down. And I told you that if the market break this line 26,857.30, that the next place we are going, that the market will likely to touch the down, the line channel, this bearish channel, before it can come back, before it can turn up. And that's about almost 24,000, and that is that the market is coming back to where it started in 2007, around April. The market was around 25,000 something before the market was. That was when the CBN came up with their new exchange policy that really supported the market. But now the market is going down towards that. That means investors that are there, traders, should stop with. Like I always tell everybody, that you don't catch a falling knife. When market is in this mood, trading is very risky. You need to wait to confirm an uptrend, then you cannot jump position for trade. Let us hold our position. Then we will now wait for a U-turn to buy, to average down at that time and join the rally up. Because buying now and the market is still going down doesn't make any investment no sense. And if you are selling now at a loss now, and when the market even turn back, when you are expecting that you buy more, market can turn back tomorrow, because this market, nobody has 100% control. The problem market when it comes and you are going to buy it again and you're going to pay more charges. For me, if you have any cash to enter the market now, just hold your cash and watch. Hold your cash and watch. Like if you look the stuff that made the new lows for 2 weeks. For example, now stock like let's look at stock like we'll call it stock like Zenith Bank. If you look at Zenith Bank that enter is a 52 low. This is a monthly chart. You can look at this chart here. From here down, you can see this was 2008. You remember what happened in 2008? That was where there was a real meltdown in the global economy. Look, I can see a decline to 2009. This is 2009. I mean 2009. You can see that the market here was also down. But you see, this is the trend. And whenever you see your moving average, this is a red, green, and yellow above the price, tell you that the market is bearish. But when the price action, which is this candlestick, is above the right, tell you that the market is bullish. You can see that in 2012, market had a little recovery. Zenith Bank had a little recovery before finally, it gave up. It gave up when it just dropped below the trend. And you can see that as we speak now, in 2007, you can see that it was a good year. But as you look at from 2008, you can see where the market is, and look at this position today. For me, you can still keep your eyes on Zenith because of their intraday dividend, but not knowing that there's liquidity to change the price direction when they announce results. There's no liquidity in the market. What you don't know that take your dividend. Then when market rebound, these are the stocks that will likely bounce back easily with the market. Also, if you look at the life of GTB with this chart for this period, so it will tell you that you can see GTB. This is also 2008 when the market was bleeding. You can see that the recovery. But GTB has always been a strong stock. You can see that in all this, it has been above. In 2012, also it has been above the trend lines. The indicators tell you that the market was bullish. But other years, it was below them. It is a sign for you to know that. Also, if you look at this chart very well, you can see that GTB now has come below the what indicators. It tells you that this stock is also looking at what down. But for me, at this price, yes, because of the dividend. But if you want to really wait, you can see that this same stock has touched as low as what at 13 naira. That was 2016, and here as low as what 13, 12, 11 naira. But for me, it might not go down to this level before it rebound. Anything around this side like and trading at this point, we might see GTB going up from there, especially when their GTB their results come. But for me, buying all this stock at this point, they are cheap, but don't expect that you are going to take make a short-term capital appreciation because there's no liquidity in the market. You can only take their dividend. Also applies for UBA. Also apply if you look at UBA here, UBA for this same period. Look at UBA for this same period of you see that the stock has equally also trend in that direction. You can see stock also trend in that direction. You can see this is, so you can see that for this period after 2008 rally, you can see that it came down, and you see that UBA has also remained in this direction for this while from 2008 to you can see the performance of this stock for UBA for between 2008 and date. The highest price the stock have hit is 13 naira, 50 kobo. It tells you that the market as we speak at 5 naira something now, 5.5. It's a very good price to buy, but you need to wait. You need to wait if you are a trader. But if you are an investor, you can buy UBA now and take your trade dividend and wait for the market to rebound. For me, if you're a trader, you need to exercise patience. But if you want to enter the market now, have a long term or medium term, not for short term, because the direction of the market has not been really defined because it has remained on the downtrend. The turning up is what we're all looking at. Oh, I know that the next MPC meeting is in September. No, between now and September is for us to be looking at the market. We have seen the end of the earnings season. Only just these few dividend stock we are still expecting, and I see that they're not going to change the market unless there's a positive news or a step taken by the government today or tomorrow before we can see. But it's not going to be immediate because I'm telling you, before the ministers to settle to start implementing this money, this budget, almost the end of September, and we have seen the position of the companies for second quarter. That September will give you an answer. I know that anywhere in the world, as I've said last week, that third quarter earnings is very important. That means as we are preparing now in Invest Data to give you how to choose quality companies. You must a company. I told you that this company has quality in its earnings, it has value, and it has growth. Once you know all this and position in such stock, when after we have seen the third position, you can be buying. And also, if you go to stock like Zenith Bank and GTB, when we go to their quarterly performance, these companies, they do well in the last quarter and the first quarter. Why? These are the period where earnings are coming. In the last quarter, people are positioning, and the first quarter of the year, you see that their numbers because of dividend, people are positioning. For example, if you look at Zenith Bank performance for this period, I want to quickly take you there before we round off for today because I don't want to take much of your time. If you look at the quarterly performance of Zenith here, if you look at every year, look at this, their last quarter and the first quarter of the year, the number is up. If you go down here, look at the last quarter and the first quarter. These are the period you see that these companies are always up. Last quarter and the first quarter these are the period that these companies really perform. If you look at GT Bank guarantee position too at the same time, you see that it's the same thing that is applicable. That last quarter and the first quarter of the year is an insight for you to know now if you are taking position at this point because of the interim dividend. That means you are likely to hold these stocks to the first quarter of 2020 for you to make meaningful profit. But for me, for those that are medium term, like those that are investors that buy and sell signal that are there for medium term and for 6 months position, you are very free to take position. Like look at GTB here. Let me come back to GTB. You can see, look at all the last quarter of the year. You can see that between the last quarter and the first quarter, you see the rally here. If you go to 2008, the same applicable. You can see it was if you go to 2014, the last quarter and the last quarter and the first quarter is the period. Second quarter most time is just, but the last quarter and the first quarter is always been, you can see from year to year, and this is where 2012 after the first and last quarter you can see the rally that GTB recorded. These are the things you should also consider when you are taking position. For me, for those that are traders, please, you can be very careful now. Please try and be very careful, because of what? You don't catch a falling knife. The market is staying red. Also, like I told you earlier, if you look at this weekly MACD, I've showed this chart before. You can see that this top after this top, you can see, and this minor top here, you can see where the market is going. There is no sign of recovery on a weekly basis. You can see that market is still looking down. The bar is becoming big. It was small here and it's going down. It tells you that this trend might likely go down. But don't rule it out that once the government hits the ground running, there might be less decline, and that will be a sign of recovery. Because know how when government and they start rolling out their policies, different sector, ministries, things will really slow down to see where they are going. And expect that CBN also trying to work on this what we call consumer credit. Once that consumer credit is gotten right and push and people have access, it will increase consumption, and that those that are manufacturers also will produce more. These are the things that will change the economy, but we need to see how it plays out. For investor, buy into what? Only those companies that has fundamental and those that have history of dividend payment. That is another factor that influence company performance. No matter how good a company is, if you are not paying dividend, market will treat you like that, because every investment against expectation, and people want to get reward for their investment. That means if you are not paying dividends consistently, investors have to treat you the way you have to remain that level until there is general boom in the market to bounce back. And those companies that have posted surprising numbers, I also expect that there will be the first company also that will join the rally when the market turn up, knowing that this company has capacity to pay a better dividend compared to what they did in the previous year. For that, investor at this point, yes, I will advise, if you have sold at this time, good, hold your cash. If you have not sold and you have made huge loss, don't jump out, because if you jump out now, you are going to buy another stock and it's going to still go down. Then where you are, just to watch if factors that are attracted into that company remain intact. Hold that company and see where it's going to be a bottom out. Any cash you can now buy there to average down. Buying now, than selling at a loss and holding that. You don't know how far it's going to go before it will bounce back. If it turns tomorrow and you have sold at a loss, I'm going to buy back at the same price, and you're going to make more cost for transaction. On that, you need to really watch your position and keep assessing investors that buy and sell signal to see if there is any change. Like this week now, we are still not giving stocks to buy for traders, but for those that are long-term, you can still go there. There's always long-term position there. But for those that are trading, you need to watch the market. Yes, the Zenith Bank, GTB, Access Bank, UBA, this are dividend that we're expecting. Stanbic IBTC, we are already in these stocks. I've not given you the sell signal, but I said that if you're a trader and the stock have touched the stop loss, you exit. Those ones for traders. Traders, you don't need to wait for you because you are trading. Once we keep our stop loss at 7%. And why that stop loss is there? If you know the price, because there's always a buy range. We can't exactly the range you buy yourself, because this is a range. That's why we give that 7% stop loss. Once you touch the 7% stop loss, you sell off, you're a trader. But if you are those that are invested for 6 months and 1 year, you need to still hold on in the market. See you next week, and God bless you.